Hi guys, Chris here with Dream Big and Make It Happen. I wish we could make it happen that easy. Anyway, today I wanted to give you strategies for healing from the horrific situation that you may be going through now, or hopefully has just ended for you, and you're trying to find some solace and some relief and some healing. So let's talk about a few things. Here's a couple things I recommend because they worked for me. I had a situation where we had a person in our family who was very narcissistic, very controlling, and for 20 years, it was a struggle. It was a struggle to keep my family intact while somebody was trying desperately to rip it apart. And it actually came to a point where I had to be okay losing everything. And when you get to that point, there's a lot of power there. And everything resolved from there. I'm very, very lucky because I have a family that saw the value in us remaining intact, and they worked to remain intact as well. Very lucky. Some people aren't so lucky. But in any case, the house we were in, when all that was going on for 20 years, sold it, moved, got the heck out of Dodge, moved from that house into a tiny little condo with Pete. And it was the best thing we ever did. We had 2 blissful years where I didn't have to weed whack. I didn't have to clean a giant house. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. And it was wonderful. We had 2 blissful years, and we really, really needed them. Because in life, what you have is you have experience, right? Life is one big, long experience. And you have good experience and bad experience. And hopefully, most people's lives are like this. This is good and this is bad. There's always going to be some bad. But when you have a situation like this, it could so easily go like this, and it could actually go like that, where everything looks bad. Your physical location, the people you're with, the subjects under discussion or surrounding the particular situation, it can all be horribly toxic. So, moving and getting out of a space that constantly was filled with pain and reminded me every second of every day of the painful situation was hugely healing. If you can, move out of the physical locations where there was so much pain. You don't need that constant reminder, and sometimes even looking at a doorknob that you looked at when you were in pain can re-trigger all that other stuff. Go somewhere else where it's a completely different environment. Hopefully one that has a lot of aesthetics and beauty in it. That's actually what we did, and it was wonderful. And our family healed from there. Now, another thing that we're doing, because the family went through so much horrific, toxic, negative energy, we had to, if we were going to stay intact, we had to unbalance this. This was already huge. It was almost like that. And so what we had to do was we had to bring this way up so that the ratio would change. And what we did was we had Sunday dinners every Sunday night. I'd make a big, nice dinner. We'd have special things that we didn't always have. Sometimes, we would put flowers on the table. We'd buy special desserts. We'd do things like that. Also, when I was feeling particularly down, I would send myself chocolates in the mail. I would send it and, for a few months and then forget about it. And then suddenly chocolates showed up. And I called those future pleasure bombs. Or you schedule something that you really love to do. If you like going to the beach, okay, schedule going to the beach. Those are future pleasure bombs, and they're not luxuries. They are absolutely vital. Let's say a good concert where you're blown out of your head. Oh my gosh, that guy was so great. Those are the best too, because they are super pleasurable and they're filled with life and with aesthetics. So trying to surround yourself with a bunch of aesthetics, trying to schedule in your future pleasure bombs, and trying to get rid of all the horrible reminders of what you were dealing with is a very effective way to go about healing from narcissistic abuse. So anyway, these are the strategies that I used for that particular situation, and we are using them in the situation we have right here. As you know, it's called Real-Time Narcissist because we're dealing with one very criminal one, by the way. And I am writing a little ebook on everything that happened because you would not believe it. It's actually a very bad dime store novel, but nonetheless, we're going to write it so that you can see exactly what happened and exactly what we did to handle the situation. I have to say that I'm hoping we are on the final stretch of the handlings here. If not, we'll handle some more. Suffice to say that we had to come out pretty harsh with some people in our environment, but I like to say that the harshness of my response is commensurate with the viciousness of the attack, and this was a seriously vicious attack. So that said, this is the healing part. We will go over some more strategies and things like that probably in a week or two, and you can sit down and create your own plan of action, because it's pretty satisfying to get out the other side and start looking toward the future and start planting those pleasure bombs. We have a lot of pleasure bombs in our future, and I hope that you do too. So, see you soon, guys.